Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast Show, episode number 14. I am Darryl E. McCullough, the Sanepoet, along with a Whitney Petty from Chicago.
Hey.
You was going to say Chicago.
No, I
Yes, he
was.
was.
I was never
Chicago.
going to say
Yeah,
that.
Say
he
Chicago.
No, trust me.
Yeah.
I've had some Grippo potato chips, but I do not
Oh, yeah.
say Chicago. And always who is joined with us is the classy, witty, and sophisticated Carmen Miller.
Hello, hello, hello. So let's get ready to have another fun and exciting show from the perspective of a liberal, conservative, and independent state of mind. Today's topic was picked by our special guest that will be calling in, Saadiqa Muhammad, the creator and executive producer of the comedy web series Moms. Saadiqa chose for us to discuss single mothers still pursuing your dreams. Saadiqa, along with a few of our cast members, will be joining us later in the show. But let's talk about world stuff. What's going on in the world?
California.
Yes, indeed.
It's tight.
Is it?
It's tight.
So-
It's tight. But I think all she needs is 70, and she's good. And I don't know, is it 200 and something that come out of there, 293?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but she needs 70 out of that. So
is it an all or nothing state when we're talking about the delegates?
see, that's what I'm not sure if it's all, and I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I think they split them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all she needs to do is get to 70.
Now, I'm hearing a lot of things about there being a contended convention.
Yeah, I heard.
Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that the Bernie supporters will fight tooth and nail to get him on the ticket, or how does that work?
I think what that means is that he's going to fight, because I think he understands that he probably won't win it, but he's going to fight for what his platform is.
Okay.
For Hillary to
adopt what it is.
some
Okay.
of his stuff. So I think that's what he's looking at.
Do you think that they're that far apart when it comes to ideology?
I don't think it's that far. I think they can work it out. If they are that far apart, I think they can come closer.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay. Now, how much of his ideology do you think would be palatable for people who are like independent? Because we run the gamut. For me, I am socially liberal, but
Right.
fiscally conservative. We run the gamut, and there's people who are socially conservative and fiscally liberal when you're talking about independence.
Right.
So I'm kind of wondering how much of a mass appeal would she have to this demographic?
I don't know, but I think it's more so her trying to get these young people. That's what I think it is more
Okay.
than anything,
'Cause
versus Bernie's people trying to adapt what she.
Well,
trying
yeah,
to-
Hillary has.
versus Hillary's people. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Hillary has a lock on the liberal baby boomers
Right,
for
right,
the most
exactly,
part.
right.
Now, Trump, on the other hand, has sewn up his nomination.
Absolutely.
So what's that about for you guys? What's that looking like from the conservative point of view?
Well,
Are you guys happy with your choice? Or are you just taking your medicine?
just taking the medicine. I don't believe anyone is happy with this, except by the fact that he's not conservative. That's my huge thing. He doesn't even really present himself in a presidential fashion, but
So
I'm still not going to vote for Hillary
how did he get there? I mean,
because
what's
of the frustration and the anger of people. And there is a need for some change. I do support some of the things that he says.
such
Right,
as
yeah, such as. Yeah, that's what I need to know.
look, dun dun dun.
We've spoken before that, as far as a lot of things happening overseas, bringing jobs back to the U.S., too many immigrants in the United States. I fully support that.
His policy, these are all great catchphrases, but what exactly are the steps that he's going to take or even present it to change these things?
I'm not certain of that. I don't know exactly.
That's the place where I'm like flabbergasted.
I think they're
I'm totally dumbfounded with that, because here's the thing: conservatives, for the most part, over the years, have prided themselves on, sticking to the platform, having and staying on message in terms of what it is that they're trying to get across.
Physically conservative, exactly.
This right here, what I've seen, I don't even know what the heck the message is, and coming from.
But it's not a message, Carmen. It's nothing. It's just gibberish.
Wow.
He has nothing, and the problem that I have is the conservatives are all coming with him. They're all backing me, and the thing about it, if you're a conservative, you're a Republican, and you're backing him, you're backing him, and he's talking about Hispanics, about the borders, then what does that say about that party itself?
Yeah.
And the other thing is this: my problem with putting a wall up at the borders, we're all immigrants. So how do you say, okay, now it's time to stop because your numbers are going down? It's ridiculous.
The other side of that is what you were getting to about not knowing and still not willing to vote any other way. The issue I take with that is this truly conservative ideology, or are you guys just, anything but? If it's an anything but vote, that's not a fair vote for the country, don't you think?
I agree. I guess right now, I think half of the Republican Party is kind of dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And I will be more so on the dumbfounded side.
Yeah.
Versus being happy with what's happening. I also hear there's some stink about a libertarian. I don't know if this is true or not.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I think it's a little
he's a governor.
late in the game,
Oh God, this is getting very interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know,
This is really the place where libertarians fit is really, I guess I'm not necessarily familiar enough to be able to speak to it, but it's almost as if they take the most extreme views from either side.
Right.
Like libertarians, from what I understand, is like the not small government. They're like governmentless.
Right.
Is that's their preference or whatever.
Right.
And it's like that.
But you get mixed signals from them
Right,
sometimes. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. We want, guns and no regulations and this, that, and the other, but no Mexicans or something like that.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's
just
crazy. It's like I don't know. I don't get
it. A
it.
little too much,
Yeah, I don't get it.
But I got some minor things I hate. I normally like to do politics last to start off with some smaller subjects.
What's that?
But not that any of these subjects are small. But one thing I forgot about, and I owe you an apology. I think Whit and I both owe you an apology.
What did I do?
We didn't make it to your Prince versus Michael Jackson party.
Yeah. It was great. It was so fun. I wish you guys would have been there. There was a girl that wore the Prince Kiss outfit. Mm-hmm. Oh, she was adorable. She's so gorgeous. And then we had a couple that was dressed like Michael Jackson. They were off the hook.
Really?
I'm telling you, we had gloves, we had the hats, we had everybody in the house. It was fun. And the band that played first, Winfrey and Prettyman. Okay, so they play a song, right?
Right.
Okay, and then they leave. I was like, wait, what happened?
Right.
They were sound checking. They came back dressed as the Revolution. It was insane. They had, full
regalia. They got down.
Total Purple Rain regalia. It was great.
And I know you got down.
We had too much fun.
Wow.
Too much fun.
That's great.
Three bands, right?
Yeah, we had two bands, a DJ, and hosts from our sister show, the Glass City Grind, which is very cool. And they just, it was all the way.
Right.
I'm going to tell you the truth, though.
Yeah. What were y'all doing anyway?
We were in Cleveland. I was in there. He had a wedding.
I had a wedding to go, and he came to Cleveland to collect on a debt. So he knocked
wait.
It was a $47 debt. He knocked on my door. He's like, "Where's my money, man?"
$47.55.
And I couldn't believe it. He came to Cleveland
to
for
a
his
wedding
money.
you went to?
No, they were at he was downtown at the West, and they had a hospitality suite. It was nice. A dog-friendly hotel. I mean, really?
It was dog friendly.
Okay.
Dogs walking around everywhere.
Liberals.
Okay.
Liberals.
What is wrong with you? Don't like dogs?
He was. Let me tell you where he was. He was so far in the corner. You know.
But I'm still.
I don't even want to do this. No,
I'm kind of like, wait, but I'm still.
What is the thing with dogs? You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't mean to get racist, but I will. White
Here we go.
people love dogs.
Black people love dogs.
Black
too.
people
love our
love
dogs.
But
We
you know
love
what they love?
we love our dogs,
Rottweilers,
too.
No, they don't.
pit bulls, and boxers.
No, I got a Shar-Pei. My
You're the
mother's got a
only
You have a
Shar-Pei.
one.
Shar-Pei?
You're the only one.
I wanted Shar-Pei. I had.
I don't
I
understand.
did have a Rottweiler. but
If
she was-
something,
I had a
if the white
Rottweiler.
population
She was
is
so lovely.
is devoured
so
by the
sweet.
Latinos, as Trump says,
Oh my God.
the population of dogs, they're going to just be running all out in the street because they're not going to be white
Don't
people.
do that. We
What
take
is
care of
wrong
our
with
They
you,
dogs.
love
man?
dogs. White people love
We
dogs.
do.
Hey man,
too.
they need to do research on your brain when you're gone and just see
Where
what's
does he
going
get
on
this
in there.
stuff?
I don't know. It's killing me.
You know good and well that's the truth.
Don't be like that.
And people
'Cause
in
look-
I don't have
general.
anything against it.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Well-
I will say this. I was afraid of dogs until I owned my own.
Not like him.
I was.
This guy is
Black
6.
people don't
He's
swim.
6'4".
They don't swim.
I
6'5".
swim.
What?
I swim.
A lot
He's
don't-
6'5". He's
Most
in
don't
the
swim.
corner, but guess what he did? He
What?
made sure he walked around the dog to get his liquor.
Oh.
It's free.
Free. See what I'm saying?
It's free.
Oh wait, you drove all the way to
For
Cleveland.
$47.50.
That cost.
No,
That's
I'm
less
from
than.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
That's
you're,
less
you're,
than-
you're
I'm
from.
That's
And
less than
whatever.
the gas
thanks.
you
Now
spend.
everybody knows where I live.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Wait,
from
there's-
Cleveland.
There's only 4 of you.
Right.
And they're all in your house.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I know we might get off the script, but I have to say this. Me and Darryl talked about. I've got to say this.
What's that?
He came over. I barbecued for my mother. I got to say this. I have to. Darryl might get mad, but he's going to explain
What's
how
going
this
on?
went down. I barbecue. I invite Darryl over. You know, everybody comes and it's like, here's a card or here's what you drink. Darryl comes in with his beer. I say, did you get a card? Guess what he said? He said, no, that's your mama, not mine.
Wait,
It
what?
is.
What? You came over with.
I have come to the
Nothing.
barbecues for 10 years now. I've never bought a card.
Everybody else asked, what's wrong with you?
Cards to me are such a waste. All you're going to do is look at it and say, oh, this is nice, and
It's
then
the
you're going to
thought.
throw it away.
It's the
We
thought.
love
At 86
cards.
years old, man, what
I
is wrong
hug
with
your
you?
mom. I kiss on her cheek. That's all she requires from me. She
And-
is so happy to
She's
see
so
And
me.
then
sweet.
you took your beer home.
And
Wait, what?
because I'm one of the true friends that you have, there was only like 5 people there.
Wait!
You know he's telling the fib.
Is
And-
he? Oh my
All right.
God.
And
All right.
what? I brought the beer there. Okay.
And
he
So
took
it-
what? I'm just gonna leave it sitting there.
Yeah.
Y'all don't drink my beer.
Somebody would have drank
Y'all
it.
don't drink Coors Light.
Coors
Coors
Light.
Light. No, it wasn't Coors Light. It was Bud Blue or something.
No.
But anyway, all right, man.
Labatt.
That's,
Labatt.
that's old guy beer.
Man.
It really is.
I'm surprised he didn't have some strolls.
No, do they make
Thanks
that?
to Lowenbrow.
Make that
Lowenbrow.
anymore?
Oh my God.
Wait, I remember when I was little. I remember the commercial. Here's to good friends.
That is kind of special. Absolutely.
I quit. Okay.
Now, going back on your party and everything.
Yes. Yes. It was
I
great.
honestly don't. I think I'm okay, but I probably would have got a little emotional. How did you do?
You
at
know,
the party?
it was a celebration, and that was the biggest thing for us. It was a celebration. It was all fun, all hype. It was really good. We had a great photographer, Bird's Eye Photos. I want to say what's up to her. They did a great job, but it was the vibe was fun.
Okay.
It was all fun. We played all the dance music, the great ballads. Now I will say this: I did sing "Adore," which was the song for my wedding, and that could have took me in. I could have lost it there, but
See, now
it was really emotional.
Now they got the results back from his.
yeah, I saw that.
So, I don't know. I was looking, and I was thinking. Sadly, both of we've lost 2 talented musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Just to name these 2. Prince and Michael Jackson, who both accidentally overdosed on high-powered, very illegal pain pill drugs.
Well, the
Now,
thing
why?
is,
Why is this
I
happening?
will say this. I won't say the illegal piece because these were prescription drugs. These were Michael was under the care of a physician, and as was Prince, and they were prescribed in this case fentanyl. I'm gonna say, to me, I still put an asterisk by this result. And I know that a lot of people are doing the whole conspiracy theory thing, but I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around someone being that intelligent about the business of music. A, not leaving a will, and B, having been taken out by something that he in life railed against.
I agree, and I'm
I
not going to go
I
over
just have
on that side.
Yeah,
you know. I just want to know, pain pills. Is the price of fame too high, and
This
are
is
we
someone-
expecting too much of our celebrities?
I mean, this is a 57-year-old musician.
Are they expecting too much of themselves?
And we push ourselves.
Require?
We do. We push ourselves. And this is the thing. You've got a 57-year-old musician who's had double hip replacement, who is at the top of his performing life, giving shows where he's doing splits and he's, dancing and running around the stage and that. And I myself am in a place in life where after my shows, I am starting to feel the wear and tear because you do give so much. You do.
But what
When you love it.
But what this shows is he's an entertainer, but what about normal people? That shows how normal he is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing that have pain for whatever reason.
Right, car accident, back pain, whatever.
Played ball, played sports when they were younger.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing. Because this person was an entertainer and in the public life, we look at it and say, "Wow, how could that happen?" But it happens every day to people.
very mortal.
So
Very
what you
mortal.
think? You think we're allowing a mistake, or what do you say?
In terms of what? In terms
as
of
far as
I think
hey,
that
he's just a regular guy with regular pains. And,
yeah.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think
this is a place where we see the mortality of people that we do place on a pedestal, so to speak, or
Right.
whatever. And I mean, in terms of the expectation, you've got girls like Pink who do aerial performances,
Right.
and she's in a harness and this and that, and doing flips, through the air. You've got a Beyonce who basically is, Cirque du Soleil is
Right.
when you go to the show, and yeah, it's the life itself is very competitive in terms of
right.
that.
And what I will say to that is, when you choose that life
Yeah.
for good or bad,
Yeah.
that's what comes with it. And everybody's not in the same situation
And
that
I'm-
Michael Jackson was
yeah.
in, or
Because
Prince.
the other side of that is the access.
Right.
How
Yeah, I agree.
accessible those medicines or those doctors become. Because when you have a celebrity, they become very conciliatory. They want to please that celebrity. So
Absolutely.
if Prince says my back hurts,
Right.
I'm going to make sure Prince's back doesn't hurt.
But let's be clear here, though. It's very accessible out in the streets too.
Yeah, that's the downside.
In terms of crooked doctors,
Right.
or just getting them on the street.
Look at how that thing happened with Michael Jackson. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I'm just glad that the rumors weren't true.
Yeah.
In terms
That's
of
my
what?
guy.
In terms of what?
In terms of
I would rather not say it. It would be nameless.
yeah.
I'm glad that all these rumors weren't true.
Yeah, but he did
No,
OD.
they were talking about other things
Oh, okay.
besides drugs.
Okay.
So I'm actually glad.
Yeah.
This won't tarnish anything.
I don't think it does.
My guy is gone, but
don't
his
think
music
it
will
does.
live
Well,
on
true
forever.
fans don't. It doesn't matter to true fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how it goes, because at the end of the day, you don't look at what happened to him. You look at his music.
Right,
So-
right, exactly. Oh my goodness, that was a heavy place to be as far as coming into a performance like that.
Wow.
But it had to be therapeutic.
But it was fun. At the end of the day, the music did
Right, exactly.
overcome.
You know what? And continuing on with entertainment, has anybody watched this show called The Carmichael Show?
I've seen bits and pieces
haven't.
on it's on Hulu. If you ever
Oh,
look on
yeah,
Hulu,
yeah, I'm familiar.
check it out. You can go back and see it. It's an NBC show with David Alan Grier, right?
No.
I think- yeah, that's the one.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
interesting that they have this show Blackish, who has Larry Fishburne being older than what he actually is.
Right.
They have David Alan Grier being older than what
Right,
he
right,
actually
right,
is.
right. Yeah.
This gentleman, the lead of the Carmichael Show, it's good. It deals with dating, marital problems, gender roles. I like the show. It maybe not as much as I like Blackish. It's a little different.
Okay.
It's a little
Yeah.
different.
I like Blackish a lot.
Coincidentally, both of the lead stars in these shows,
Yeah.
they're huge fans of sneakers. They're lovers of Nikes or Nikes. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it.
Oh my goodness.
Is it Nikes or is it Nikes?
Well, you wear K-Swiss, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah, but there's no problem pronouncing K-Swiss.
What?
'cause
It's just Nikes. What are you doing?
But
what
you
are
know,
you doing?
I'm just saying.
Nike.
So,
Nike is a Greek goddess, is what it is.
but
Thank you for explaining it to me.
it's an interesting show.
Okay, so where did we go from? Okay, Blackish.
Now, but I'm gonna go. Speaking of Blackish, I'm gonna go over here because I'm a little upset. I don't know if you can tell I'm a little bothered right now.
What is bothering you?
I'm that way every show with you.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just saying.
And see, that's why I separate them.
Well, I'm
that's
just
why.
saying, I'm upset with you every show. But go ahead.
What's bothering you?
somebody at work who I know very well, they said when I first met you, you seemed like the type of black person who doesn't speak to other black people.
Whoa!
Oh, wait
Bingo.
a minute. Don't
What do
be
you mean,
like
bingo?
that. No.
Is that slang for?
I don't think so.
That's slang for you got Darryl right. That's right.
I don't think that's the case.
He didn't speak to me, and I'm light skinned.
wait.
No. The bag test, bro.
Oh, my
no,
God.
no. What are you talking about?
man,
We've been friends deep for, for 20 years
yeah,
plus.
but I'm saying when we first met, he didn't. He just walked straight. It's like he had blinders.
How
on.
did you guys meet, for real?
I don't even want to talk about it.
What?
No,
See, you know what?
I saw him and he didn't talk to me, and I didn't. I do my job. I'm looking, blinders. Okay,
That's what he
but
had on.
that hurt me deep in my core.
Why did
Because
that?
I'm the nicest guy you ever want to meet.
You are very nice.
You are. Let me tell you something. If it was anybody else with your views, I would have punched him in the face.
You are a nice guy.
When I got off the ground, what you think gonna happen to you?
But the key word was win. But you all right, man. You know what? You're a good guy, man.
See, that's what I like to hear. That is exactly what I
But
like to hear.
I can only say it every so often.
The one thing that's funny, when you mentioned Blackish, I was watching ABC and I noticed that they have all of these like racially specific shows. They have Fresh Off the Boat, which is an Asian show. They've got the
heard of that.
something O'Neill's. And that it's a
I
show
saw-
about
I
the
saw
Irish
O'Neill.
family.
Yeah.
And then they've got Blackish. I'm like, are you serious, ABC? It's almost comical. The real O'Neill's is the Irish Catholic show.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you've got Fresh Off the Boat, which is an Asian show. It's hilarious. But I'm wondering, where is ABC going with this?
I don't know.
I'm waiting to see what they call the Mexican show.
Hey, the only thing I would say is Obama. They probably doing it because
Quit
they see
playing.
what I'm saying.
Quit playing.
Hey, but let me ask you real quick. I read something that the Mike and Molly show was canceled because she lost too much weight.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Did you? And I'm like,
I
that's
hadn't
crazy.
heard that, but she's an amazing comic. I see that her star is like on the rise
Yeah,
right
and
now.
they
She's got a bunch of
said she didn't
movies
fit the
and
role
stuff out.
anymore. So
Wow.
that's kind of
That's
discriminatory.
discriminatory any other way. I think we ought to do a show about that. Like, fat shaming versus
Yep.
like thin
Yep.
whatever discrimination. I don't know.
Got it.
Right.
You got some.
And the business show too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm all for that.
I mean, I can't.
After A Witch Show. After A Witch Show. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm
My
all
bad.
for that.
My bad.
That was
my bad.
directed to him. He don't even mention it no more. Hey, what nothing.
You know what?
Oh, Carmen, this is the other thing I want you to. I got to say this, and I'm done.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get back on script. I just want to show Darryl this right quick and let him know where we're going here.
What's going on?
You gonna see it real quick. I just want him to know this.
This is the free for all show, everybody.
Okay.
Hey, Darryl. I don't have it right now, but me and her are going solo, man. I'm tired of you talking about we don't do anything and you the only one that does it. I'm finished.
Oh, it's cool. I mean,
Don't
okay.
be like
It's me
that.
and Carmen.
No, because did.
Yeah.
He put me in it. He
Yeah.
put me in it, though.
Sad, so sad.
I
mean,
didn't say. I didn't say that.
don't let the doorknob hit you with
See,
a good
do you
little
see
stick.
what?
Peace out.
Really? It's
Hey,
like
Darryl.
No,
Hey,
no.
Darryl.
Oh,
Hey, Darryl, you all right with me, man?
we ain't going nowhere.
All right, we good.
Oh, she'll be back. She just like my wife, okay?
What?
Meaning
Wait,
she
what?
may think that she can go out there, and she will. I told my wife.
Do you hear
I
this?
told my wife.
Karen, I don't have nothing.
I don't-
I told my wife, you can leave. You can leave.
Did you hear that?
But once that dude gets hip to your moves, them VCR moves,
VCR though.
You
no,
gonna
no,
be
no,
back.
no.
you'll be back. You'll be back. And once Carmen gets out there saying, Jay,
You
you don't
know
know how
what?
to,
I can't.
you don't know how to download.
I promise
How's it
I
gonna get to
can't.
iTunes?
I promise
Oh, let me go
look,
back with
hey,
that.
look,
Okay.
hey, look, why didn't you do the notes in crayon?
See, you
You
know
know?
what? I will say this. I am tech. I'm a tech dummy. I am not tech.
I'm not
savvy.
tech dummy, sis.
So we thank you for all
We
of
do.
the
Oh,
well,
stuff that you
We do. I thank you,
I
Darryl.
am. I appreciate it.
Well,
I
I
don't know
appreciate
about
it.
A-Wit.
I appreciate it, but I'm just saying I'm so tired of my A paper being put on the refrigerator.
But you know
I'm
what?
tired. Go ahead, Darryl.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Oh, a few announcements.
Yes.
Today is National Tuck in Your Shirt Day. Tuck in
What?
your shirt day.
That's not a thing. Is
It exists. It
No,
is.
in your house.
No, it's there.
Why?
Nothing camouflages being overweight like an untucked shirt.
You know what? Go to hell.
Tuck your shirt in,
Sorry.
people.
I'm sorry.
Why-
Because
why-
I
no.
resemble that remark.
Darryl, why would you,
You
say
know what?
that?
No,
You know
I'm telling you what was on the
Darryl,
internet.
Darryl, why would you say that?
Today, it's not me. I didn't make
It
this
is.
up.
You know what, man? You
It
are
is National
let me-
Tuck Your Shirt In Day.
Let me tell you what you are. You're heartless.
No,
I'm pouting.
no, you're
because
heartless.
You're
I don't-
heartless.
I
And the
don't-
other thing is,
I'm pouting. I don't tuck my
now
t-shirt
this is
in.
for me, people. If somebody asks you if you're married, and they say, "How long have you been married?"
I know I'm chunky.
Please don't count the shack up years.
Wait, who? Why? Okay.
If somebody says, "Hey,
Yes.
how long you been married?" Don't say, "I've been married for 4 years, but we lived together for 8." Don't say that. It sounds ridiculous.
Well, hey.
You sound ridiculous.
Why?
You're not
can't tell 'em
count
that.
the married years. That's all.
So
Don't-
Don't
so-
count the
so-
shack up years.
So what if somebody? How long have you guys been together? Then you can
Together.
tell them.
Then you can say together. But if
Okay.
they say married, don't
You
say
know what,
that.
man? I'm
People
so
putting it on
tired
their
of
resume.
your views, man.
It's the-
ooh.
I
It's
will.
how-
No, I will. I'm gonna side with him.
Why
on
would
that
you
one.
tell somebody
And
you
I'm
lived
gonna-
with somebody
I'm gonna-
for 8 years
I'm
before
gonna-
you was married
I'm
anyway?
gonna side with you on that simply because I hate to hear. This is what
I'm
I
not
hate.
siding with him. You
no,
can,
but
Carmen.
this is what I hate to hear. Do you hate this? What I hate is, how old is your baby? 47 months. Do you hate that?
Oh God,
I'm
yeah.
like, come on now. After 12 months, your baby is X amount of years old, right?
I hate when they
Or
say.
and a half.
I
I'll give
hate
you
when
a
they
half.
say
I'll give you
if
a
Martin
half.
Luther
half?
King,
I like-
if Martin Luther King were alive today, he would be 127 and dead. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
Stop.
what?
If Elvis was alive, he'd be 150. Stop saying that
But why not?
because they would be dead.
They're the if means like that's.
I'm sorry, I said Martin Luther King. Oh God, you can't say nothing about Martin Luther King around black
Hey,
people.
Darryl.
You damn right.
Hey, Darryl.
I'm sorry. He got me
Darryl,
cussing.
do you know
You
your
got me-
history?
He got me cussing
Do
today.
you know your history?
Excuse me, y'all.
It's just an illustration.
He
People
got-
say
Hey, man,
that.
Darryl, listen,
People
man.
say it about Elvis
Hey, listen,
all the time.
I'm
listen.
sorry. I'm not supposed to act
Who
like
cares
this.
about
I
Elvis?
apologize.
Listen, man.
Don't you say nothing about Elvis.
See there?
Hey, Darryl, I'm telling you right now, this is it. If you talk about Martin Luther King or anything dealing with the civil rights, I'm telling you, left hook.
Really?
Yes.
Don't get sick. Come on now. Okay,
It
calm down.
might be a left hook, but you will know you was in a fight.
He
What,
said
the
he
scratching?
scratched
Hey, speaking of fight, you watching?
Scratching.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I watched a basketball game.
You did.
I actually watched a basketball game.
You
watched
watched
it
a
twice.
whole game.
You watched it twice.
One was by molestation.
Wait, wait,
Here
what?
we go.
What?
See, don't start.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
When I was at the hospitality suite with A-Wit, his family and friends, and they were watching the game, and I was like, okay, well, it's here. The liquor's here.
You were forced.
Well, I would have preferred not to watch it, but you know what?
What would
It
you
was very entertaining. I watched the
Splash Brothers.
Splash Brothers play the
He likes
OKC.
them. He likes those
Okay,
guys.
see, I'm not.
Do I kind of sound like what I'm talking about? No.
I'm
Do I know what
not
talking
familiar. I'm not familiar.
What-
you know what? I think we've got
got guests coming?
a guest here, right? That might be familiar with that. I'm gonna ask the producer of the theme song for the
And
Full Circle podcast show. And he's my brother.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Come on in here, Wes. We need you for just like 2 seconds of commentary. Come here. Because I'm not a sports person. He could probably tell it better than I could. Because we went out last night and we watched the Cavs Warriors game.
Right.
And he was very animated. Come on around.
All right. I'll go over
here.
here. Let me just introduce this gentleman, very talented brother here who did the Full Circle podcast theme song. Very appreciative, very talented, very timely.
Yes.
You know, he did his business and I ain't heard from him since.
See there. You know what? That's why he's here.
I mean, he was like, bye.
that's what he does.
No, I appreciate that.
All right.
But very briefly, because we got a lengthy show, but being from Cleveland, you know, we all love LeBron. Everybody's all in. My wife's all in. My friends are all in.
Okay.
I'm not an expert. I haven't watched basketball all my life, but one thing I do know is a winner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that little bit, that hour game that I saw, I was like, wow, I'm very impressed with
Golden State.
Golden State.
Okay.
And those Splash Brothers was splashing, splish and splash. I mean, it was something to see. And I was thinking, wow, you know what? I want the Cavs to win. I want the Cavs to win. I want them to have a championship.
But-
We've been rebuilding since 1964.
But the fix is in.
But when I saw that, when they played OKC, I was like, they're too strong for the Cavs. Their game is too fast. Now,
My opinion on the NBA is right now, the NBA has got very watered down. And in the situation with Steph Curry, he's the new golden boy.
Right.
He's the new,
I agree.
You know, he's the new Kobe Bryant. In my opinion, honestly, LeBron James is one of the most disrespected athletes of all time. Reason being is the man has so many accomplishments. And just for one mishap that they call a mishap,
When he went to Miami.
yes.
Right.
But the issue is, you know, if me, you were all in the same situation,
Right.
you would have did the same thing. He's an urban
it's
kid.
it's a business.
Yes, he's an urban kid who grew up in Akron, and you know, in the hood of Akron.
Right.
So when you get in a situation that you can better your family,
Right.
what would you do? You know, you can't stay in Cleveland all your life, and I think that was his best situation to leave Cleveland to learn how to win because he couldn't win with the team he had at the time.
But this is the thing. And I had a problem with him leaving. And when he came back, I was like, okay, he's back. I'm with LeBron. The problem is he went to the championship when he beat Detroit. They went there. They didn't know how to put pieces around him. And to be honest with you, right now, they don't have pieces around him.
I agree.
They don't have consistent
You know,
I agree
pieces
with
around
that as
him.
well.
I agree.
I
That's
agree with
every
that as
time
well.
you hear this conversation, inconsistency is the word that's thrown out. Being that Cleveland, what I've seen with Cleveland, we always have one superstar. And we put all of our hopes and dreams and Easter eggs and everything in that one person.
But-
why can't we have two people? What if Durant? That's the guy from. What if he was a free agent and we got
He is a
two
free agent.
superstars?
He is a free agent.
What if we got two? Why can't we afford two
But
people?
think
We're
about
major
this, guys.
cities.
But think about this, guys. LeBron James on a team. It took one person to come back to Cleveland and take that team to the championship 2 years in a row. One guy. He takes teams to the
And
championship.
that's why I say he's the most disrespected athlete.
All right.
You can
Well-
switch him.
On
Let's
any-
just
yep.
realistically.
Yep.
Let's be realistic. If you switch him and Steph Curry on the different teams, LeBron is probably not going to lose any game in the playoffs.
No, he's not going to lose.
With
Yeah,
Golden
I agree.
State.
I
Because
agree. I
because
agree.
He
that
doesn't
fin-
have
agree.
that
I'm
team.
going to be
Right,
brief
and I agree.
because we're running
Okay.
over.
Okay.
That was disrespectful, what happened last night.
Yes.
Meaning that I don't know if Curry did it on purpose or not. Like, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to do it with my bench.
Yeah,
That
because he
was
didn't play good.
disrespectful.
He didn't play good at all.
I mean,
him or Klay Thompson really didn't.
He didn't
show
even
up.
he didn't shot. He didn't even shoot.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Okay, do you think that the Cavs can pull this out?
Yes.
I'll talk to you later, bro.
Hey,
Thank
what about me?
you.
Can I ask me?
He's the guest right now.
Hey, but this is what.
And then
I'm not
go on
gonna
it.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yep. Hey, you see what I? Hey, do you see what I go through?
No worries.
Golly, man.
Walk right.
Hey,
in
you
the
want to be
walk right in front of the camera?
Hey, man.
No, I'm joking.
Hey,
Thank you, man.
Hey,
Thank
you
you.
want to be a part of a podcast show? We got a spot that is coming
there.
that's opening up soon.
Got some K-Swiss with your name on it.
Don't do that. That was my favorite brother.
You know what? We of course we push
Oh,
the time.
yeah. Oh,
But-
Yes, but I just, for me,
That was fun, though.
I am not a sports person, so he has way more expertise. Before we get into the single mothers, I have a couple of things that there was a story about the gorilla that was killed at the Cincinnati Zoo.
I thought about that and I was like, do we really want to talk about this on the show?
I think we should, just for a second.
Yeah,
and the reason why I say that is we're into the mother aspect or
Right,
whatever.
right.
But here's the thing. There are so many pieces to this argument. First of all, you've got the people who are, mourning the gorilla or
Right,
whatever.
right.
A gorilla doing what gorillas do
Right.
in a gorilla habitat.
Right.
And then you've got the people who, are vilifying this mom for being negligent. And then you've
And
got...
then you got the people who thought that it was some color.
No, you know what?
Discrepancy.
I heard about the color commentary.
I heard that the mother was white. And when
No.
I heard she was white, I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
No,
they
no.
always doing crazy stuff. And then when I heard her say, we are continuing to praise God and give him the grace and mercy, I was like, oh, crap, they black.
Don't be like that. Nope. See, because the thing was, there was a big thing
I
about...
was like, oh, crap.
There was a big thing about how this has been covered because
They black.
one of the things that was mentioned in the coverage, there was a
Yeah,
story
yeah,
done.
I'm tired of
And
you.
then there was they were mentioning the father's former criminal record, and he wasn't even at the freaking zoo.
She was. See, they said she was a single mom, and all they gave
Yeah,
was.
they
a-
just,
but-
I mean,
I
it
was
was
like,
all,
oh, God.
it was
Look,
completely
But
inaccurate.
look, what does that matter?
Right. Well, here's the deal. Okay,
You
you
let
got
your baby fall into a
So
gorilla
what,
cage,
man?
no,
And
no.
believe
Look,
me, it's
here's the
happening.
what.
and the gorilla's dead, and all these people out here crying for the.
But let's press pause
Harambe.
though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What kind of security or enclosure is this gorilla being held in if a 5-year-old could get into it?
Just
And my
close,
thing
just
is,
close down the
If
damn
the
zoos.
5-year-old could get into it, can't the gorilla get out?
Get out. Exactly.
I have a problem with that. I'm just saying.
it's-
I would have
but you know
pissed
what?
my pants.
There's lots of moving pieces.
It's always some race issues going on. It's ridiculous. This shouldn't even be about race.
Right, that part I don't even know where
It's
or
ridiculous.
why that
We're talking
was
about
a
a child that could have gotten mauled.
Correct. And in terms of there are people arguing on, why didn't they trank the gorilla, this, that, and the third. In terms of what's happened, I mean, the zoo did what their policy tells them to do or whatever.
Now,
So I'm
what I
guessing.
will agree with, and we can get off of this subject, I thought they probably should have tranked it.
and I don't know.
But how long would that have taken, and would he have
It-
went
it-
hysterical?
But
Right.
it takes like that.
I mean, I talked to this guy at my job, and he was like, "Oh, so we're comparing the life of a human with a gorilla.
Right.
Shoot the gorilla, kill
Yeah,
it.
right.
What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to sit back and say, well, what, I mean, So
Well,
I understand.
I get it too, but at the same time, there's so
just
many moving pieces.
Keep an
to
eye
this.
on your kids, everybody. Black, white, Asian,
Watch your kids.
Portuguese.
Absolutely. And then wait, they were even saying there were bystanders that watched a kid go by. So you just watching a 5-year-old go by, like,
Right.
where's that kid's parents?
Where was it at?
I mean,
Where was that at?
Cincinnati. Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
watch your
Ohio.
kids and continue giving God the mercy.
Ohio.
and praise.
Would you stop? Would you
saying, that wouldn't-
stop it?
that would
Let's
never happen.
okay.
In Detroit, the Detroit Zoo.
Detroit has a wonderful zoo.
That's a huge zoo.
Right.
It's a wonderful zoo.
Okay.
Let's get ready to get into today's topic. Single mothers still pursuing your dreams. And hopefully we've got a couple of call-ins before our special guest. Let's talk. What do you guys see in the world of single moms and that kind of thing? As far as we're gonna break this down.
I'm gonna go with just a few things, if I may, Awit, just briefly. From what I was checking out concerning single parent homes, the range of problems of single mothers in the U.S. can be broken down under the following categories: financially, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. It is reported that children of one-parent homes have a lower grade point average, lower college aspirations, and poor attendance records. As adults, they have a higher rate of divorce. Statistically, it says that these findings have no bearings on race. However, I beg to differ on that.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't know. I look at things
From white eyes.
from.
What? Wait, what?
Well, I see history repeating itself.
Wait. Okay, what are we? Where are you going with that? As far as what do you mean?
I feel that when it comes to black women, the independency.
I hear what you're saying, and that's
And the only reason I'm saying that is because I saw something on Facebook, not that this person is a scholar or whatever, but it said, white women are taught to keep a man. Black women are taught to live without a man.
and there is argument on both sides of that particular kind of statement, and I wouldn't
It's
agree.
from Facebook though. Too,
Yeah,
so.
it is. It's probably a meaning.
Right.
I'm not
Exactly,
gonna.
that's
I'm
what
not
it
gonna.
was.
I'm not gonna
do
buy into that.
But is that touted in Beyonce songs and things like that?
Well, let's be real.
Independence is touted.
It's not a racial quality, though. I wouldn't say that it's touted on a racial.
I've never
level.
heard Pink talk about
Yes, you have.
leave your man.
And Beyonce is not saying leave your man. It's just a level of independence.
You heard Lemonade? I ain't heard it either, but
I
I think it
ain't-
was in Lemonade.
Hey,
But that ain't got. She married anyway, so I'm not dealing with that.
And she's not going anywhere. But let me say this, Darryl. Coming from a parent, a single parent, being my mother,
Okay.
I didn't see any of that. My mother worked. My mother took care of us. My mother took care of us well. We're not idiots.
Okay.
We've gone to college. She sent my brothers to military
Community
camp.
college.
I'm gonna punch you.
Hey,
For real. If you don't cut
hey,
this out.
look, and she sent my brothers to military school, so she did financially well.
Yeah.
Had her own home, did well. So you cannot classify them all like that.
And I'm not trying to.
But what I will
I'm not
say,
trying
but
to.
what I will say is this: that was then.
Okay.
Now it's a different era, it's a different time.
It's a
You
different.
know,
I would say
because you had,
yeah.
but think you had babies raising babies
Right.
in that last two generations.
Okay.
You
yeah.
had babies raising babies,
Yeah.
so they didn't have the parents to tell them, you need to do this, this, and that.
Now, I'm going to say that in terms of, that just this particular statement, and where you're talking about, a social or cultural phenomena about independence in terms of women raising children. We just came from in the 90s and late 80s, early 90s, there was Murphy Brown, who was, a single mom doing it on her own, that kind of thing. And that is looked at as a power play in certain circles, whereas
Exactly.
you also have, let's say, another depiction of, black women who are vilified for trying to achieve on their own.
You said
and I
it
just
so
think
well,
that's
Carmen.
I think that's unfair. That's
Yeah,
unfair
she
characterization.
gets that. I never get, you say something
No,
so well.
because yours
It's
is
an unfair
yours is
characterization.
tomfoolery.
I'll go here. That's an old slave term.
What now?
That's
What are we
people don't
doing?
say that
What?
anymore.
What?
That's an old.
What, tomfoolery?
Yeah,
Or
that's-
shenanigans? I'm bringing it back.
Okay, but I look at it like this.
Okay.
Now we also have to look at this.
Okay.
Hi, this is Sylvia Hubbard.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hi,
How
we
are
got
you?
a call on. Sylvia, how are you?
I'm great. I'm wonderful.
Hey,
If you
Sylvia.
could just hold on for just 1 second, we just want to make one brief point before we introduce you. You got a sec?
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go with, you also have to look at the repercussions of, this is going to be upbuilding for single parents. However, there are also pros and cons to
Right.
being a single parent.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
the only
Absolutely.
way that we can, the full circle can bring you our best,
Yeah.
we have to look at the whole picture.
And we have to
Yeah.
be truthful.
Absolutely.
I would even go as far as to say that, in terms of being a single parent, that's not necessarily the ideal situation, but it is
But it
a
works,
reality.
though.
It's a reality that we face,
and
people
it
make it work.
works.
You know,
Yeah.
here, A. Whit and I talked about this.
Okay.
There's no secret that I had issues growing up with my stepfather. I wrote about it. I've sang songs about it. I've danced about it.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Now,
Dance with your father, huh?
when a man dates a woman, when he sees that woman, he wants you.
Okay.
He does not necessarily want, if you have a child, he does
Right.
not necessarily want that child. He will take that child.
Okay.
But because that is a part of you, okay?
Right.
But in essence, to a certain degree, it is excess baggage to that woman. I felt that I was excess baggage to my mom when my stepfather came along,
Right.
and he wasn't feeling me.
Oh, wow.
You know, for many, many years, it was a difficult situation. I didn't like it, and when I got older, I even got to the point where I refused to date women that had children because I didn't want their child to look at me the way I looked at my
And
stepfather.
you have a good view of it. You have a good view of it, but I think a lot of men, when they're young, look at it that way.
Wow.
You know, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's what it is.
Now, I mean, from the woman's point of view, I mean, when you have children from, let's say, a previous relationship or whatever, this is a place where they become very, very guarded about who and how it is they choose to date.
Yes.
Because not only do they
Hopefully.
you would hope. Because not only do you have to take into consideration what is good for you, but also depending on where your child is and what stage of life your child is,
Right.
how
Exactly.
it affects them,
Yep.
you know, in terms of that.
We talked about that too, and then the other thing, when a mother is going to be very protective of their child,
One
and
would
if you're
hope.
in a relationship,
Right.
that mother more than likely is going to side with that child.
I'm
In
gonna-
a lot of but in a lot of cases, not in all cases.
Okay.
Because I've seen cases where they sided with the child and it made the marriage a living hell.
Mm.
And the other thing is, sometimes if that child is a certain age, it's going
a manipulation
It's a
type of
manipulation,
tactic,
and that
yeah.
child's going to be like, "No, you're not my father." So you're dealing with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's
I'm going to say this, and this is just my own personal opinion. And we could go to
And
the
Sylvia,
call.
dear, we haven't worked. Go on.
We'll
Yep.
go to the call after this. But I just want to say that as far as single moms, as a personal preference,
Right.
I prefer you err on the child's behalf.
Right.
Side with the kid because that is your flesh and blood.
I agree.
That's me.
No,
that's
no,
my
no,
own.
no,
That's
no,
my
no,
opinion.
no. What
Yep.
I'm saying is, I agree with that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not
okay.
saying I wouldn't
No,
have it
I'm-
any other
yeah,
way.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying sometimes that causes problem.
I can see that.
Within the marriage. But that's what a mother. If a mother
Supposed
didn't
to
do
do.
that,
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Sylvia Hubbard.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello,
dear?
Yes,
Sylvia.
I am awesome.
It's good to hear from you.
Welcome.
Sylvia, I have known you probably since I've been in Michigan, which has been about, man, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah,
It's
it's
about-
a while.
It's been over 10 years for sure. I think you were the first I'll say creative at this time until we
Okay.
get into your titles.
All right.
You were the first creative person that I met in Detroit.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. Thank
So
you.
it's
I'm honored.
actually an honor to have you on our show.
Sylvia, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the topic that we're talking about?
Well, I am a romance suspense author of over 37 books, independently published. I am the founder of
37.
Motown Writers Network.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
And I have a day job. Of course, I call it my benefit job. I
Girl.
work for the city of Detroit.
There you go.
And I also have 3 kids that I know of as a single mom.
Wow.
She said that she know
that
of.
sounds like something we would say.
Okay. All right.
No, not
All
me.
right, dynamic diva. Let's do
not
it. She said 3 kids that I know of.
Wow.
Don't you play ex-boyfriend.
Wow.
But Sylvia, she has always been busy. She's always been
Yes.
busy. I may not say it all the time I see you, but I always look at you, I always check you out. But like that girl is always doing something, and I love
Love
that.
it.
I stay out of trouble.
So what's it like being a single mom, and especially with all that you do? The topic itself is still pursuing your dreams, and it sounds like you are not just pursuing, you doing it.
Right.
Well, from the beginning, from the moment I brought the first one home, I made a realization that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the best job. At that point, I knew that, what I wanted in life didn't matter. It was about what they needed in life.
Yeah.
Right.
So immediately, once you hold them in your arms and you're going to be doing this job on your own, you have to make that personal promise to yourself that you're going to do what is necessary to get them to where they need to be, because this is not just a child. This is actually a gift.
Right.
Yes.
And as long as you're taking care of that gift that you were given, your blessings will come.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, was this easy?
No, it wasn't. It was not easy. But what I always tell single moms is that don't do this struggle alone. Let your kids know this is hard work.
Right.
Okay.
We are doing it. I've never raised a child before in my life. When you came in my life, it was new to me.
Right.
No book.
Right.
It's no book that shows.
So one thing, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying there's no manual that shows you how to raise a child when you have your first child.
No, I mean, they can give you an outline. That's what those books are, or that's what those doctors and psychologists or people who are trying to give you advice who shouldn't be giving you advice.
Right.
Girl, look.
That's basically like house rules.
Right.
Sometimes they apply, sometimes they don't, but every child is different.
Exactly.
And if you try to apply the same rules, regulations, and an outline and template to every child, it's gonna frustrate you.
Yep.
My first gift, when I first became a mom, somebody gave me one of those funky Dr. Spock books.
Right.
I guarantee you, I opened it one time, and you know what I used it for? I used it to prop up the baby monitor after that, because there was nothing of use in there.
Wow.
But the amazing thing, the amazing thing about it is, and it's true what you were saying, Sylvia. Each child is different. Each child is different, and you have to deal with them accordingly.
Now, Sylvia, as an author of 2 books, okay, I know how you have to organize your time to have me time to write. How
Definitely.
did you have the time to write 37 books?
Wow.
I mean, your books are the same as Prince albums.
Wow. That's insane.
Well, what I basically did, it was actually my mom who gave me the advice. She just said, if you want your children to be happy, you do have to be happy, and you have to show them what it feels like to have dreams and goals, because you can tell them till you're blue in the face, go follow your dreams, go do your goals. But if they don't have a person showing them how, especially like a parent figure, showing them that this is how I'm doing mine, but I'm also living life and I'm also taking care of my business, then once they get 18 and get out of the house, they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to go get a job just like my mom did. I'm going to work real hard. I'm going to be miserable half my life. And then I'm going to try to get my dreams and goals when I get retired.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be hypocritical to my child and say, okay, you follow your dreams and goals, and say that every day while I'm like cursing myself and being miserable.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to work my dreams and goals into this single mom. And if I can just do a little a day, just a little here, a little there. And you just kind of like tell yourself, if this is what you really want, you're going to do it and you're going to involve them in it. So they understood I needed to write, not only because it made me extremely happy and it made their lives very peaceful.
Yes.
Right.
But
when mama's happy, everybody's happy.
Absolutely.
Right,
Wow.
and that is literally the rule. I have to be the queen bee. In order for you to have a great household, in order for things to run smoothly, you need to let me do what I need to do in order to make things happen for you.
Now,
So you have to communicate constantly, especially as a single mom, with your child. Usually in a 2-parent household, it's just you and him, and you guys can keep secrets from the kids, and they just follow you around. But as a single mom, I'm standing as the leader. There's no one else to converse and say, okay, here's the plan. You actually do have to involve the kids in every aspect of your life in order for them to understand, okay, this is what's going to happen. Now, because nobody refers to a single-parent household as a family.
Right.
And as an author, words are important.
Everything.
They give family to mob.
Yeah.
So that's how important that word is. When you're a family, you stick together, you trust, and no matter what, you protect the family.
That is
But
a key.
if you notice, society never, ever, ever gives a single-parent household the word family.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's a great observation. Great observation.
And the doors of the church are open.
Now, Sylvia, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
What are some of the ups and downs of dating and being a single mother? I mean, what have your experiences?
It's a whole bunch of downs, not a lot of ups.
Well, you know what? Give our viewers, some insight, of what it's like.
Just like a little brief overview of what it's like.
Okay, so basically, I knew, like I said, I had to make those sacrifices. And one of the sacrifices I did have to make is that I can't just go with what I feel,
right?
What my heart wants.
Right.
Basically, I had to put the needs of my kids not even before myself, but before my future.
Right.
So knowing that these guys would come in my life, and I mean, they great money, great income. They adored kids. If my child at one time felt I don't like him, I have to step away.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Because
Because
it's heavy.
it's not about me. It's not about this guy I'm dating. It's about my kids
And making them
being in
comfortable.
the life. And it's not a package deal. It's you gotta accept. If you accept me, you gotta accept them. It's not, and you gotta treat them. If you treat me like a queen, those are princesses and princes. You have to treat them just the same.
Right.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I respect you for that, because that's important. Not to side with the boyfriend or whatever, but to stay true to your children.
It validates your children's place in the family, like you said.
Exactly.
The other side, I do, before we get to wrapping it up, I just want to ask you, since you do so much and since you've been so dynamic about pursuing your dreams, have your children followed in your footsteps at all, or are any of them interested in what it is that you do? Are they influenced by that?
Well, they actually. I love that they have they have my work ethic. I
Awesome.
love that
Great.
they go out. I mean, I've always taught them that we have always been a family, even though they have different dads.
Okay.
But they're not allowed to even call each other half brother and sister. This is your brother.
Right.
This is your sister. There's no splitting.
Right.
Society splits us. We're not going to split ourselves.
Right.
We are a family. We have to work together. So things that we learn, and we have to learn from each other. It's a give and take.
Right.
Even from the little sister to the mom. Everyone's learning, giving, and sharing.
Awesome.
Because that's what a family does. So we're always doing that. So they have watched me and followed direction and just been, I mean, I really have to say, compared to other kids, and I've been around other kids and seen other horrific messes, I do have to say that my children adhere to the work ethics that I have, I have shown them, the morals and values that I have stuck to. And there's been times when I have said, I have walked out the door, called my mama and said, I can't do this.
Wow.
And she said, yes, you can. And I've turned that car around and went back.
Wow.
It has been times, it's not like, and it's not like you can call somebody and say, I can't do this, because then CPS gets involved in it.
Wow.
Right.
That's
So
right.
it's not like I can say that, or I want to kill him. You can't say that out loud. So you gotta look at this single mom as a person who is screaming but cannot say a word.
And let me tell you something real quick. I commend you coming from a one parent household. My mother, I commend you on what you've been able to accomplish.
We have been through some things. I mean, I've been through bankruptcy. We've lost our house in 8 minutes. Literally, we've lost everything we own in 8 minutes.
Wow.
A fire just destroyed our entire house.
I remember
We've been
reading about
homeless.
that.
We've been hungry. My daughter, she endured secondhand smoke from her father. So she's like literally, she had to had surgery because she was stopped breathing 22 times a night. We would have to shake her to make her breathe again. Literally, my son has severe asthma, so it's like I can't even date guys who even be around other people who smoke.
Right.
Well,
we can't even go into a household where there is nicotine present at all. So the standards that I had to expect of people I've had to put my children around, where we've had to be, things we've had to do, it has limited me and my growth as, hey, I would love to do this, or I would love to date you, or I'd love to go there, but I can't because I have kids.
Right.
It's an advantage and a disadvantage. But most importantly, I always, number one, feel grateful and blessed for the opportunity to be a mother.
Again,
awesome.
you know what? We commend you for that, and we are very impressed of what you've been able to accomplish.
Absolutely. Again, we're glad to get you finally on the show. Now, Sylvia, how can people reach you?
They can always go to my website at sylviahubbard.com. I'm always producing books. I'm always doing events. I'm always teaching and letting people know how to write, publish, produce books. And they can always check me out on Facebook or anywhere else on social media at Sylvia Hubbard 1.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, I know we don't do shout outs, but do you want to mention your kids by name?
Well, if I did, it would take probably a long time because they have really long names. The first child is Maggie. She's 20 now, and it's called. Her name is, and she actually runs her own YouTube channel.
Beautiful.
And makes a great living at it. And she's a full-time student at 2 colleges. She's doubled and enrolled.
Great.
And she has a full-time job as well.
Look at you.
My son, his name is Zachariah. We call him Zach for short, and he's actually in the construction business, and he's going to school to get officially certified as an apprentice of construction.
Okay.
He also has little small businesses that he does as well, and he's 19. And the youngest one is Jackie, and she actually has her own business. She's an artist. And
You see what kind of influence you've had. That's awesome.
Good work ethic, too.
Good work.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't even have to pay out allowance. So I love it.
Hey, there you go. Well, we
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sylvia. And thanks
problem.
for sharing
Absolutely.
that with us too.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon, okay? Take care.
Definitely. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye now. That was so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, just imagine, all of the dynamics of what it is to maneuver when you have kids who have special needs, or when you have kids that have, specific, ways that you have to adjust your living, and then dealing with, just the dating world, just being, even just the cultural world of really trying to make time for the dream itself.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I'm so glad that we did this show.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, because you have that experience. Yeah. And I will say this, just looking at the product of people who do persevere, it's very different than what the stereotype is.
And that's what I was getting at, right.
Wow.
You got a caller?
Caller, you there?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, this is Saadiqa.
Saadiqa, listen. Okay, before I give your introduction, I have got to say, out of all the shows that we've done, I have looked so forward to talking with you, because we've chatted for about 2 weeks now. So I am so happy and excited to have you on the Full Circle podcast.
And he spoke highly of you.
Very highly. And I have to apologize because I butchered your name. I said Saadiqa initially, but it's Saadiqa, correct?
Yes, it is Saadiqa, and don't worry about it. I'm so used to it, but thank you.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
For wanting to get it right. I
Yes.
Now I'm going to give a little brief introduction with Saadiqa. She is the executive producer, creator of the comedy series Mom. Moms. It's a web series, and I've watched every single episode on YouTube,
Wow.
and I've enjoyed it.
bless you.
Now,
I just saw an ad for it on YouTube. I have to check it out. That's awesome.
now this is how I was introduced to her. I was watching. I love Black independent film, and as a filmmaker, when I watch Black films, you have to go through maybe 20 to 30 to find that one gem,
Okay.
and to say this search was all worth it.
Okay.
I saw a movie that is a prerequisite for any woman that I have dated in the past, and there were hundreds.
There were hundreds of women that you dated?
I'm joking.
You know what?
No. I would.
Don't believe it.
I saw this movie called 1 Week.
I'm talking to
Girl.
excuse me, I didn't know who was on
Liz,
it.
I'm
he's sitting up
joking,
here
I'm
acting
joking.
like player.
Yeah.
I'm telling.
But I saw this
I
movie
deal with him
called
all the time.
1 Week, and it was such an interesting film. If you have not seen 1 Week, please see it. And Saadiqa was the lead actress in the film.
Okay. So you
And she
went
did an
from
awesome job.
from the acting side to the other side of the camera, then, yes?
Yes, I mean, I feel, I'm doing my acting thing, but also, the writer, the Leo part of me that doesn't like to sit and wait and tell me when I can act and when I can do my thing.
Right.
Decided to, and also my son having a child, led me to write something about, my life. And I've always written, I've always done things, but, I decided to see what it was like on the other side a little bit.
Okay, tell us about that. Tell us about, because we're talking about the single mothers pursuing your dreams, and you mentioned your
Right.
son. Talk about the journey. What was that like?
Well, it has been quite a journey. First of all, my son was an unexpected surprise. So, for one. So, and actually, he came along all while I was doing 1 week. So I would go to the festivals, and everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, like you're pregnant."
Uh-huh. And she's very small too.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I even had to take a little pause from acting. I was just like, okay, what do you do as a mom? Like, I'm acting, and things are up and down sometimes as an actress. I have a child coming. What am I supposed to do? And crazy enough, when I kind of, had him, we just started booking a lot of work. We started booking a lot of mother-son things. He was the Huggies baby on Huggies White.
Really?
Yeah. He was in R. Kelly's video. And,
Oh, wait, which one? Hold up now.
the R-
I'm sorry. I'm just playing.
because, well, when Ali, the movie Ali,
Wow.
R. Kelly did the score for the movie Ali, and so they needed a family, and so
Yeah.
he had originally got cast, and then they were like, "Oh, you're his mom." Then I got cast, so he kind of booked it first, he was booking things, and so
I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
Definitely had ups and downs being a single mom, trying to pursue this, this acting thing.
Right.
Now you relocated, didn't you? Were you originally from Chicago?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, moved to LA, actually had to leave my son for a few months while I got myself situated, and that, of course, was very hard.
Right.
And then bringing him out here, and then adjusting to, none of my family lives here. My family lives in New York and Chicago, and just adjusting and deciding, okay, I'm going to do this as a single parent.
Right.
Be out here in Hollywood,
Wow.
where millions of people come to,
Yeah.
Right.
That's
pursue their
amazing.
dreams.
That is
And
really amazing.
Yeah, raise a child. And so, in a lot of ways, when I was blessed when I first came out here, and then, like I said, it just was, anything in life, there's ups and downs, and so there was a little lull with me, not booking as much as or going out auditioning as much as I was before, and so that prompted me to write. I was like, well, I'm going to write something, and just getting encouragement from other people. And then I just start writing these little stories about me and my son, or tweeting them or Facebooking them and calling them the Mommy Chronicles. And the people would respond. It was like, did you write something about this? This is so hilarious.
Right.
And so I'm going to write something. And one of the girls in my cast, I kind of talked to her. I was like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. Like, I want to shoot this and direct it and do this, but, how do you do this? And I talked to her, and I was like, well, let's just take it step by step. So we shot like a little trailer, did that, got a good response from that, got some write-ups from this trailer, and then it was just nothing to it but to do it. I can't say I knew exactly everything that I was doing. I just leaned on my people, who had more experience, like my friend. He directed the episodes and had, experience.
That is so cool. Just the leap of faith aspect of it is so cool.
Yeah, it was definitely a leap of faith.
Let me ask you this. In terms of the momming side of things, what has this experience, especially like the working in Hollywood, done for your relationship with you and your son?
Oh, I think it's been, it's been beautiful. It's been, how can I describe it? It's been what I wanted to do. The reason why I decided to come out here, because right before I came out here, I also substitute taught. Just keep lights and things on.
Right. Got to pay them bills.
And so I was like, I could just become a teacher. Every school I went to, they always went, like, why don't you just become a teacher? And I kind of was deciding that right before I came here. I was like, look, it'll probably be easier just to be a teacher, be settled,
Right.
Up and down, have a more stable lifestyle for my son. And then, inside, I'm like, this is my dream. This is what I really want to do. This is what, my gifts are.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't really encourage my son to do those things or pursue what he wants to do if I'm settling, if I'm saying,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
can't do it, so you have to get like a real job or whatever people say.
Yeah, it's practicality versus passion.
Right.
Right.
Now, I got a question. I'm going to go over here for a second. I'm going to get right back to where we left off.
Okay.
Because of, I'm going to go back to 1 week. I like to, when I discover independent, especially independent Black filmmakers, I like to research them, like what are they doing now, kind of thing. So I said, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder. So when I searched your name, it took me to Moms. It took me to an interview, and it took me to Moms. And I was like, oh, she is doing it. Not only that, you know my buddy Jody Williams, who was on our show.
Oh yeah, Jody was
right,
on
yeah.
not too long ago.
And he was the cinematographer for 1 week.
Yeah, really,
Right.
right.
So I was like, I wonder if I email her if she'll respond, and she did.
That was
thank
great.
you.
I was
it's
so
very
happy.
serendipitous.
Yeah.
Now, how did Moms? I mean, like how did you do all this?
That's a good question. I think what the young sister on your show said before, it's just a leap of faith. It's just, you kind of can't think about it too much. Like a lot of people actually reached out to me after I did it, after we had kind of put up our first 6 episodes, and they were like, Saadiqa, how did you do that? And I was like, you kind of can't, I don't want to say don't think about it, because of course you have to, plan things when you're shooting something, doing things of a certain magnitude, but at the same time, you can't think about, if you start thinking about all the things, you'll think about why you can't do them. So I think you have to just, like, put one foot in front of the other. Like,
That's
some
right.
people are like, I want to do this. Well, did you write something? First you
Right.
gotta write it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta sit down and you gotta write it. Or, I want to shoot this. Well, did you talk to some people in your circle that somebody who directs, somebody who maybe has a camera, these
Right.
things. So what I did is in leaps of faith, I didn't even say, at the time, I probably, had a little bit of money. I didn't even know how I was going to shoot all these things, but I was just like, let me just start putting fillers out there.
Wow.
Can you tell us about the series Moms? What does it tell us about? Because I know what it's about, but so that the audience will know.
Sure.
Sure. Well, it centers around a single mom who is kind of like me, trying to figure out her life, trying to, pursue her dreams. In the web series, she's a photographer. She's trying to, decide, how to navigate being a single mom, dealing with her ex, deciding how she wants to, navigate her life and her dreams and things like that. So, of course, in life, you can't go, through these things without your girlfriend. So I just took it from my own life experience too. I have a great circle of girlfriends, and mommy friends. So I just used all the archetypes of different types of mom and made them my girlfriends. So we have like the working mom who's married with the 2 daughters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Doing her thing. Then we have the mom to be, the person who's pregnant, and, kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about motherhood. And,
They go through dating, all the ups and everything.
Oh, I love it.
It's funny.
Now, Saadiqa,
and then we have, my girlfriend who's she was like once the it girl, but now she's like the stay-at-home mom with 3 kids.
Oh, wow. I resemble that remark. Quit playing.
now, Saadiqa, let me ask you a question, Saadiqa. Do you have any of your children? Are they acting? Are they doing any acting?
Your son, is he still doing that?
The children that I birthed, or the children in my series?
The children that you birthed.
Oh, no. Honestly, he did do a couple things when he was younger, but when I saw, it's not his passion right now. I don't know. He might come back around to it, but I never pushed it.
Right. So I was wondering, as far as the influence of what your kids see with you pursuing this, is this something that they would be drawn to at all? Or, or are they doing things similarly with similar passion as far as their own pursuits? How's that go?
Well, he draws very well. He's an artist. He draws extremely well. So he's very much into that. He loves to draw, loves art. Now he does want to do animation. He wants to do animation.
Oh, wow. My son is an animator.
My son's an animator. I think everybody's son is an animator, isn't it?
Right.
No, look at here. I'm talking about full-fledged art school that I pay for. Quit playing with me.
The commercial where it says draw Tippy?
No, sir. I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about tuition and the whole 9.
All right.
Whatever, girl. Yeah, normally, we ask the question because a lot of times you have one of the children that follow into, one of the parents.
Yeah, she just has one child, correct?
For me, yes.
Yeah, trust me,
awesome,
I follow.
He knows.
No, I don't like to call it stalking.
Hey, listen, when
Observing.
you see a Darryl McCullough, block it as soon as you can.
No.
If you see somebody like something from
Let me tell you.
1995.
Daryl just sent me a text with heart face in the eyes.
Oh, no.
Saadiqa, that was an accident. Me and her, we always go back and forth with the smiley faces.
I'm telling you
and
right
I
now.
accidentally hit the heart.
Hold on now.
Hey, he just told me he had a plane ticket to Hollywood to watch it.
I ain't gonna take it back. I've been crazy about her for years.
I don't know exactly where this is going.
See, you know what? There's a whole nother show. I'm sorry.
Right.
I am sorry. Okay. Well, to get back on track.
Right.
How can people find the show, and what exactly are your hopes for what happens next with this show?
Absolutely.
People can find it on YouTube. We have our own channel. It's called SND TV Network. So you can go on there. We have our own channel, and you can watch all 10 episodes. We have 10 episodes up online.
Awesome.
And so they can watch it there. And, it's funny. It's relatable. I'm not just saying that because I wrote it, but also because I wrote it.
Right.
What are some standouts for you as far as the filming process?
Episodes that people really, really like. We have this one episode where the mommies have to go to a striptease class.
Okay,
One mommy is trying to get the other mommies out, and it's super crazy. And the girl that plays our instructor is super hilarious. Her name is Lachey Tomlinson, and she is just a riot. So, and then I think the other episode we have, I like to do kind of off the wall things. You have to do is stretch yourself as a writer a little bit. So we have an episode where we have a baby shower, but one of the gifts from the mom for the baby shower was to have a stripper show up.
Wow.
Okay, dear.
Wow.
It's crazy.
They're funny. They now Saadiqa, what would you? Okay, you're basically what I like about your series is a person can get caught up in one day, meaning that they're about 15 minutes long, 20 minutes long.
Yeah, and I don't even think they're that like our longest episode. I want to say is we purposely didn't make them too long, just starting out because people's attention spans.
Right.
I think our longest.
Yeah, we've lost half our audience.
Right. I was just thinking that, Darryl.
I'm gonna put her picture up at the beginning of the show.
See there, you see what happened?
Wait, but yeah, so they, like I said, I just kept watching them and I was like, oh, and it was funny, and you become acquainted with the cast members.
Yeah.
Right.
So you plan to keep them right around that same time frame, or what are you looking at? A longer show? What are your plans for that?
Well, what we're doing now is we're actually, because people ask me about another season, which, I'm flattered, great. It was a lot of work doing a web series kind of on your own. What we are doing now is we want to do some bonus episodes because my cast is just so great and awesome and funny, and I miss them, so I do want to do something else. We're going to do two more like bonus episodes for the web, but our concentration, and I think my producer might be calling in a minute, my other producer partner, is we want to concentrate on television. Like we've been fortunate enough to have, some great meetings and things like that. So I've been, working on my writing and things like that. So I want to pursue it. That was my vision at first, for it to be a television series.
Now, you said somebody else is going to be joining us?
Yes. She was actually texting me. I didn't know when to tell her to message her. So we're texting each other now.
You know what? I want to say, like, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes as far as, like, if you do get the whole television deal, that kind of thing. Because it would be awesome to see a fresh voice do something in the comedy world that we're not seeing. Something a little more. Yeah.
Like, don't we need to see
I think so. It's kind of, that's a dynamic you don't see.
Yeah, I was like, we haven't seen it. And I was like, for us, like, I was like, we haven't seen those women of color in mommy role, and just being funny, I'm a big fan of Tina Fey, and I love Maya Rudolph and all, those type of shit. And I'm very silly. Like, I love quirky, just silly comedy.
And that's a great wheelhouse.
She has an interesting sense of humor. It's natural.
I love it.
But I mean, it's. I kind of get it. Like you're kind of
get it out
awkwardly trying to figure things out in the mom series.
Yeah, but that's the story.
I'm like, and now that I'm like my son was maybe 9 or 10 then, but now he's a teenager. This is a whole other episode. Like. Nobody told me about the teenage years, but it's funny. It's like I said, learning. I'm like, and I'm a mom raising a male child.
Girl, I would tell you what. I'll tell you what. Boys are so much easier than girls. I'm gonna tell you, the only thing you need to know about boys from birth to grown is what is that smell.
Oh.
Hey, but it's funny. It's funny you said that.
Right.
A lot of women say
that.
Yep,
Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate you spending
your time with us. I was hoping that you could get the other calls in before we get to the end of the show. I don't know.
Okay, because I thought I'm trying to text this person now, but I don't think it's letting me text as I'm.
Oh wow. I know the problem that you're dealing with. And it makes me mad because A-Wick can text and talk on his phone, but I can't. He says because I have Sprint.
Yes, because you probably have Sprint, right?
You know what?
Plus, I've got 128. You've got a 16.
What'd you say?
I can probably just call her.
Okay.
I just want to talk to you guys. Let me see.
Awesome.
Hold on.
Now, I wanted to. I don't want to look like the bad guy.
What did you do?
In an upbuilding show. However, you're out there, you're single, you're dating.
Right.
Yes.
I was asking our host A Wit while you were getting the person on the call. I was just asking him a question.
Right.
So
Okay.
So when you were younger, what was your opinion of women with children? And now that you're older, much older, what is your opinion now? Does it?
Well, when you're younger, I mean, in my view, when you're younger, I mean, if you're dating and you're looking to get married, you're looking to get married and have
Kind of emergency. Hello?
your family.
Hello.
Hello.
Do we have you
Hello. I
both?
think I have my other producer on the line as well.
Are you there?
Hi.
Are you there?
Yes, I am. Christina DeLeon is here.
Hi, how are
Christina,
you?
how are you?
Welcome, Christina.
Good.
Thanks for coming on the Full Circle Podcast Show.
We appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
We don't want to keep you guys too long, but in terms of the show itself, what exactly brought you to this particular dynamic? What drew you to it?
I knew Saadiqa from Chicago. We had worked on a project together, and when I saw that she posted something, she was holding auditions, and I actually was living the life. I was a stay-at-home mom. My daughter was about 3 or 4 years old, and I was like looking for something to get back into. When you get that feeling as a mother, like, oh, what am I doing? I have to do. There's so much more to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I went out, and then when we saw each other, I said, regardless of what happens with the role, I'd love to help you produce this, and that's kind of how we came together as a team.
Wow.
So this is an interesting thing to see women in the single mother, role, or women in a motherhood role who have partnered to create something in Hollywood that, takes it to that next level. So with that, what are you guys hoping? Christina, what are you hoping to see come about from this?
Well, we're now trying to convert Mom's a Brand New series into a television series.
Yes.
That's our end-all, be-all goal. We want something on television for women of color, that shows diversity.
Yes.
Something that everyone can relate to. And the great thing about Mom's a Brand New series is that even men can relate to it.
Absolutely.
Kids can relate to it.
I enjoy
things that you go through.
Right. I enjoy
Right,
it.
and it's laugh out loud. Yeah, it definitely is a fresh of breath air, I think.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air. My 7-year-old is next to me, and she's like, Mom, what else am I packing? She's going to a sleepover later. It's only her second ever.
Always a
And this is
mother.
how too.
Always a mother.
Yeah.
Always.
But you know what? I'd like to commend both of you ladies for pursuing your goals, being a single a mother, because that's huge. I mean, you don't always see that, and you see a lot of struggles with single mothers. I mean, you see a lot of successes too, but I would like to commend both of you.
And we talked
and
about
what you do.
the struggles, the ups and downs earlier in the show.
Yeah. You guys are inspiring.
You are.
Kind of this particular show, the concept. It's very
It's great,
inspiring.
right.
What do you?
I think in life it's important for people to come together. With so much in the world,
Yes.
it's always telling you to be divided, whether it's north side, south side, Cubs or Sox, no matter what, tall, short, black, white. People always find a reason to be divided. So when you can find a reason to come together, that's hopefully you're bringing something into the world that
Right, because your
other
cast
people
is
need.
extremely
That
diverse.
we could, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and
That's
I
really
just
cool.
think for me, finding other women, I think like sisterhood is
Yeah.
like, I have, my own blood sisters, but I like sisterhood is such a powerful thing. And I'm like, women, we are a powerful force.
Right.
Like, I
Absolutely.
don't
You
even
are.
think sometimes we recognize like our amazingness, our womanhood, and how powerful a force we are. So when we do come together, and it's positive, and that was something. I think now it's changing. I think things are definitely, it's a great time for us because so many people are opening doors. We have
Oh, yeah.
Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington just got to deal with ABC. Viola Davis, with her production company.
This
like,
is such a. It
those
is.
are women who are blazing trails for us to step through and make it a little bit easier for
It's
us.
an amazing
so
time.
I think it's such a beautiful time for women.
in this field, and like I said, I just wanted the message more so to be, yes, we have our series and it's great, and we want everybody to watch it.
Right.
Definitely.
Hey, we
Go
love.
on YouTube and watch it right now.
Hey,
Why don't you tell everybody, Saadiqa, like how they could find us? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Help us with our views, because that definitely is going to help us get a second look and first look at the studios and help when the numbers are high.
We want to share
We
with
need
our
to utilize social media, all that.
viewers, with our listeners,
With everybody.
everything about you guys, because it is such a positive
It's
thing.
exciting.
Absolutely.
It's exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you
just,
so very much.
Hey, just so you guys know, I live in Chicago, and I heard that South Side Cubs.
I heard it. I said, always a Chicago girl.
So I live in Chicago, and I hear it all the time.
I heard you repping.
I'm a Cubs fan, so just to let you guys know.
So how can we get in touch with? How can the audience get in touch with you one more time, and then we'll say our goodbyes?
Go ahead, Saadiqa. Well, you can definitely watch this series again on SND TV Network on YouTube. Mom's a Brand New Series. We have 10 episodes up that they can definitely watch. You can also follow us on Twitter at Mom's the Series. You can follow us on, look us up on Facebook, Mom's a Brand New Series, like us there. And, just keep up to date with what's going on. We got 2 more episodes coming. We have,
I'm watching it all tonight.
Right. You watch it all tonight. Spread it, share it with your friends.
Yes.
All on social media. That's what helps. And, just stay tuned. Like, we're definitely trying to, this will be a television series, and everybody.
Claim that, girl. Claim it.
And anybody that's interested in reaching me personally or directly, you can find me on Instagram at DeLeon Baby, DeLeonBaby, and on Twitter at DeLeon Boricua, which is BORICUA. So DELEON.
I see you, Chica. I see you.
I love it. Let's do this. And I'm at Saadiqa K, and you can find me on Facebook at Saadiqa Camille and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
Well, we'll
just make me a friend, and I'll hook you up.
Thank you.
I got all her info.
Hey, we'll get all that info from Darryl. He
All right.
already
He
already got it.
I'm a little nervous.
Girl,
No,
hide your kids, hide your wife.
I'm harmless.
I got stories for days, from R. Kelly, Ice Cube to Don Cornelius. So,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
let me know.
Well, thank you, ladies, so very much.
We appreciate you
Saadiqa,
so much.
interesting, so great to finally talk to you, and I wish both of you the very best. Okay.
We appreciate
We
you
appreciate
so
and
much.
keep up what you guys are doing.
Yes. God bless you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Okay.
All right. Now, we are getting down to it, guys. So let's go to the apology section.
Here we go.
And I'm going to ask Darryl to go ahead. Because I already know. It's
Yeah, it's
this
something
one being a
ridiculous.
single. I already know.
ridiculous.
You know what?
What's your apology?
Short and sweet.
Okay, cool.
I would like to apologize to every single woman that I dated with children that I played with but didn't stay with.
Oh, whatever.
You know, I mean, and a lot of us are guilty of that.
Is there a
and you
group?
told me,
Is this
why
a
am I
group?
always looking like the heavy, the bad guy?
Because you say the wrong thing.
And,
No, 'cause
you didn't do it yesterday.
What, huh?
Like you didn't do it yesterday. But I'm gonna look like the bad guy.
Okay.
Don't make me have somebody call. Yes, this is Stacy. And then you're gonna be like, oh no.
I'm just going to sip my coffee.
But I would, because my stepfather that I have now, not stepfather 1, stepfather number 2.
Okay.
He's the best thing ever happened to me.
Wow.
You told me that.
He is a great guy.
You told me
Sherman
that.
Williams.
Right.
He the best guy.
Cool.
He nothing he wouldn't do for me.
Awesome.
And you know what I want to say? I just want to say this about single parents.
Yes.
It works. And my mother is a living testament. She raised 3 boys.
That's awesome.
And they all turned out great.
Fair to middling.
So I just want to say, you single mothers, keep doing what you're doing.
That's
and
right.
don't let anything discourage you like a Republican over here.
And okay, on that note, we want to thank everyone for helping us to reach close to 500
Yay.
likes on our Facebook
We're
page.
very close.
We also want to thank the people following and sharing our posts, our family, our friends, everyone. Make sure that you always visit us at www.fullcirclepodcastshow.com, and all of our info is there, including ordering information for my CD as well as Darryl's latest book. And you can also email us at fullcirclepodcastshow@gmail.com for questions, comments, or if you want to be a guest on the show. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to YouTube, and check us out on iTunes and Stitcher and
Absolutely.
all of that good stuff. We want to thank you. Keep sharing it.
I got one thing to say. One thing.
Yes.
My alma mater is having their 35th reunion, so it's Edwin Demby. It's on
35th?
35th.
Yeah, he's
June,
older.
June
He's
24th
mature.
and the 25th. It's going to be on the Detroit Princess, so get your tickets. It's going to be a good time. Detroit Demby, class of 81.
Absolutely.
All right.
Remember, tuck your shirt in.
No,
it is tuck
you know
your
what?
shirt day. Remember that,
I'm
everybody.
gonna
Tuck
pinch
your
you.
shirt in.
I take a stand for something. You have an opinion. You say
Peace. We're out.
Night.
Thanks.
Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle.